Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Seabird, and today I'm going to be giving you a quick tutorial on my open source project called VIPFS. So firstly, what is VIPFS? A VIPFS is a simple boilerplate project for creating permanent apps, blogs and websites that cannot be taken offline. The application is built with Vue.js and comes with useful templates and is pre-integrated with Bootstrap, Font Awesome, Vue.js, Vuex and VRouter. Simply run the command npm run publish to deploy your application to IPFS and make it accessible to the world. Once published, your VIPFS application requires no permanent hosting, yet it will be almost impossible to take down. So now let's take a quick look at some of the templates that come with VIPFS. We have the post template, which is just a simple blog post with an image header. We have a video template, which comes pre-integrated with Vue.js and a video also hosted on IPFS. A gallery template with some images. And also a payment template. Now this template demonstrates how you can use VIPFS to make an application that can process payments. As you can see, we're simply going to buy a mug, and we have a quantity. We can even set different sizes, but we can also hit the buy now button. And as you can see up here in the top corner, MetaMask has a 1 next to it. If we open up MetaMask, you can see that clicking the buy now button has created a new transaction for 0.037 Ethereum. Now we can either reject or we can confirm this transaction. Let's hit confirm. And it looks like our transaction was successful. The VIPFS application prompted the user to create an Ethereum transaction. He then created the transaction using MetaMask, and now we've received that payment. So the objective of today's tutorial will be to create this bio page. We're going to update the cover image, the profile image, and all of the bio information. We're also, as you can see here, going to provide a downloadable link to a file that's also deployed on IPFS. So let's get started. We can begin by running the command git clone and providing the URL to the Git repository. Once that's cloned, we can cd into the repository with the command cd VIPFS. Then we can install the required packages with npm install. And now finally, we can compile our application by running the command npm run build. Great, everything looks good. Now the final step we need to do to set up VIPFS locally is to run the command docker compose up. Now this will set up a development server for your Vue application, and it will also set up a Go IPFS container that will provide an access point to the IPFS network. Now the first time you run this command, it may take a while to complete the command. This is because Docker is downloading the images and then compiling them. When you run this command subsequently, it should work almost instantly, but the first time it will take a moment to actually complete the command, so be patient. Great. So as you can see, it looks like all the containers are running. We've got both the IPFS container running and the app container running here. To confirm that everything's up and running correctly, we can make a new tab and run the command docker ps. And as you can see, we have both our containers running. We have the VIPFS app container for the Vue application, and we have the VIPFS, the IPFS container, which is providing us with the obviously VIPFS network connection, and it's also going to provide us with a local gateway to IPFS. You can then go to our browser, and you should be able to go to localhost 8000, and you'll see the VIPFS welcome screen. So now we have VIPFS up and running. Let's have a look at the code. In the code, you'll find the src directory. This is where all your Vue application related code will stay. Inside src, you'll find components, Sass, index.html, index.js, routes.js, and store.js. Let's have a look in the routes.js file first. So as you can see, when you go to the root route or the web root route, the component that it's going to display is the home component. So let's update that now so that it will show the bio component when we go to the home page. And let's also remove those other routes seeing that we won't be using this tutorial. And let's get rid of these imports as well. Now, when we go back to the application and we refresh, you'll notice that nothing's changed as we've gone to the home URL, yet we're still seeing the home page and not that bio page. The reason why that hasn't updated is because it only compiled the application once. That's when we cloned the application. To compile the application every time you make a code change, open up a new terminal window and run the command npm run watch. Now, what this will do is every time you edit a file in the IPFS directory, it will then recompile the application for you. So as you can see, we've successfully compiled. And if we then refresh that page again, we've now got the bio page instead. Next, why don't we go ahead and remove the nav bar as well. So let's just cut that bit out. Hit save. And then we should be able to just simply refresh this page. And as you can see, the nav bar is now gone. So now we have the bio page working. Let's update the bio page so it shows some more relevant information. We can do this by going to the src directory, then components, and then bio.vue. First, you can update the name to Anthony C. Budd, and I'm going to change the title to Node.js PHP expert, and let's change the bio to this is just a save. Now when we save and refresh, I would expect it to update all of the contents, but the images are still from Machiavelli. So let's add some new images. As you can see in the root of the VIPFS project, there is a directory called storage. Now, every time you compile your project, the storage directory is copied into the build directory, as you can see here. And this build directory is what's published to IPFS. So by default, anything you put inside of your storage directory will also be deployed to IPFS. So let's open up the storage directory, open up images, and let's add these two images, header and my profile image. We can then go back to our code. We can add images, Anthony C. Budd, JPEG, and we can also update the cover image to say cover.jpg, I think it is. And now when we refresh this page, we have new images that are me. So all modern web applications also need the ability to have downloadable files or downloadable content, whether that be a video or a PDF or a zip file. So to demonstrate doing a download on your bio page, currently we have a link to the print.pdf. And as you can see, that's located in our storage directory. So once we deploy this PDF will also be accessible over IPFS. So I've just got this copy of the VIPFS master branch from GitHub. And I'm going to put that into the documents folder of the storage directory. And what I can do here is I can go to VIPFS-master.zip, and we can just copy that. We can paste that here. Then refresh. You can see that the downloadable link is not linking to the prints anymore. It's linking to the VIPFS master zip. And if I click that, it'll attempt to download that file. So now we have our bio page with our custom images, text, and our download link. Let's publish our application. This can be done by creating a new tab in terminal and running the command npm run publish. Now, this may take a few minutes, but it will complete the command eventually. Great. So once the command's finished, you should get a hash, which looks something like this. Now, for those who are not experts with IPFS, this hash basically represents a link that will never change to your compiled application. You can publish as many times as you want, and you'll always get the same hash returned to you. Now, people who are have a bit more experience with IPFS, I'll quickly explain how that works. Now, when you run the npm run publish command, under the hood it will actually run docker exec -ti IPFS, and it will call the publish script. Now, if we look in IPFS publish, this is the actual bash script that actually runs. Now, what does it do? It first adds the app directory to IPFS, which will always return a unique hash every time any content's changed in the build directory. But it also runs IPFS name publish. Now, what this will do is this will publish a pointer to the updated app, which doesn't change no matter even if the app changes. What this means is you can run IPFS publish many times, and you'll always get the same hash in return. So now you must be wondering, so where does IPFS store its keys? In the VIPFS framework, all of the IPFS keys and credentials are all stored within the application. It's all stored within IPFS and the .ipfs folder. Now, this directory here is then directly mapped into the IPFS Docker container, as you can see on this line here. So again, what that means is each project will have its own unique hash, and all of the keys and all the associated all the credentials are also contained within the project. This also means you can run multiple projects simultaneously on one computer, and you don't need to worry about actually managing your IPFS credentials. It's also worth noting as well that the IPFS directory is also ignored in the gitignore file here. So when you actually commit your project to your source control, it won't actually save any of these keys here. So to see our application on IPFS, let's create a new tab and go to localhost 8080 this time, /IPNS/ the hash that we just created. If we navigate to that URL, you can see our bio page is rendered just the same as our bio page here. There's no difference. The only difference being is that now we're accessing this over IPFS, not over a plain HTTP like here. So viewing your application locally like this is all well and good, but obviously you're going to want to make this application accessible to the world. So when you run the command npm run publish, this should also publish it to the rest of the network. Meaning that if you go to this URL like gateway.ipfs.io, you can actually go to this hash and it will actually return your website over the public IPFS network. Now we can actually go to our Docker containers here, stop Docker, and it should still return us those files, even though our local servers have actually been turned off. So we can then, so they've stopped now. Our local server, if we go to our local server here, is now down. And if we refresh gateway.ipfs.io, as you can see, our site is still up. We've successfully published to IPFS. So that's about it for this tutorial. If you want to see the project available on GitHub, it's accessible here at ideainc.com/VIPFS. If you want to find this tutorial in text form, with all the commands that are available, that's all accessible on my website at idea.io. If you have any problems or if you have any issues with this, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me. Thanks for your time.